Hello, Jennifer here, and this is bullying tip number 2. Bullying is preventable. We can and should be teaching kids how to protect themselves. If we are going to get bullying to stop, we need to teach kids what to say, how to say it, and who to report it to. And here's 3 things every kid should be taught to protect them from bullying. The first thing is what to say. Bullying usually starts out as teasing and taunting, and it's a verbal form of aggression. And it's very easy to stop at this stage because all it really takes is words to get it to stop. It's words coming at the child. Words can get it to stop. What do you say to someone who's being rude to you? Ideally, you want to make sure that they know you're not intimidated by them because, again, bullying is an exploitation of the power difference. So as long as you don't let the bully have power over you, they're going to leave you alone. So how you respond. And it's not just what you say. It's also how you say it. This is the second thing you need to teach your child. What can they say and how do they say it? And that means where do they look? How do they hold themselves? It's very important because bullying is about power, that you make sure the bully knows that they are not intimidating you. So you need to look them in the eye. If your child is on the spectrum and has problems with eye contact, and a lot of children do, then what you're going to want to do is teach them where they can look that's not down, that's not submissive. And how can they stand and hold themselves so that the bully understands that they're not submissive, that they're standing up for themselves. Because this is about body posture. And any kid can learn it. Some are going to have a harder time than others depending on their abilities. But it's your job as the parent to teach them this. And you don't just say, hey, say this, and do it real bored and think you're done. You have to have the child practice it at home, practice these skills, what to say and how to say it at home, so that when they're in the moment and the bully is bullying them, these words and this body posture will come naturally to them because that's what is ideally what you want. The third thing that we need to teach our children is who to report it to and how often to report it. And don't think this is obvious for a child. My son was having problems on the bus, and he was under the impression that one of the other kids would report what was happening to him. And he was really upset that no one was reporting it. And I said, honey, it's your responsibility to report it. If this kid does this to you again, you need to raise your hand and get the attention of the school bus driver. And it actually took 3 or 4 days for this to work, but I told him you have to be consistent. You have to report every incident, and that's also very important. So a child needs to know he or she needs to be given words to say. They need to be taught and practiced on how to say it, their body language, and they also need to know who to report it to, and they need to be encouraged to report it. And one of the things you can do to help them find that courage to report it is to report it on their behalf. Let them know that if they don't feel comfortable reporting these things, that they should tell you so that you can report it, but that reporting is not optional, and you need to model that by reporting it. So this is bullying tip number 2. Bullying is preventable. We can and should be teaching our kids how to protect themselves, and there's 3 things you should do. Teach your child, which is what to say, how to say it, and who to report it to. By the way, I'm Jennifer Hancock, and I'm the author of The Bully Vaccine. And if you found this information helpful, what I'd like you to do is participate in our library donation project. This information can help people, but only if they have access to it. So I'm encouraging people to learn it, share it, and pass it on. Buy a copy of my book, The Bully Vaccine. Read it, learn it, teach it to your child, and then share it with others so that they can learn too. And you do this by donating your copy of the book to your local public or school library so that kids and parents will have access to this information as well. Learn it, share it, pass it on. Thanks so much.